And welcome to another episode of the Consistent Performance Podcast. Today it's about the 4-step process on how to achieve maximum focus and achieve zero distractions. This is actually something you guys were interested in when I made a story on this, and you guys said, hey, send this to me. I'm interested in how you achieve maximum focus and remove distractions. Okay, so let's dive into this. That's pretty straightforward. This bad boy here, your phone, your laptop, is usually the type of device that costs you most time waste in your day. It is of course the things that you work with the most, your phone, your laptop, but it's also the things that distract you the most. So when I talk to entrepreneurs, business owners, agency owners, consultants, they always say, Kilian, yeah, you're right. I think there's several hours per day that I could use more efficiently and that I could use in terms of wasting less time, right? And usually it comes back down that you want to work on the business more, but then always you feel like you need to be available, you're going to get distractions, or you check stuff, or you procrastinate, and then you're wasting time on this. So the key is, number one step is you got to have awareness, which means you got to understand which are the times of your day where you're wasting most time, how much is that costing you, and what is the necessary next step to make sure this doesn't happen again. Awareness is first. Which device is it? Is it more the phone for you, or is it more the laptop for you? Then what type of distractions are those that usually are coming in? Is it usually calls by other people? Is it email? Is it WhatsApps? Is it notifications? Is it Slack? Whatever it is, right? Get the awareness first, right? Then the second step is you need to understand how can you make it easy for yourself that these things are not even coming in, okay? That means, in that case, step number 2 would be you adjust the settings of your phone so that it's pretty impossible for people to go through at the times where you do your deep work. Okay, so that means you put in app blockers, you put in adaptations in the phone that make it very simple for you to not get distracted. Check out my phone here. It's quite simple in the setup, right? Everything is in folders. That's the first screen, empty. And then if you're seeing this right now, that's the empty screen. And that's the second one, which is everything in folders. And here are only important spreadsheets that I have. I don't really get distracted at all by this. And very important, you also don't see any of those red annoying dots that trigger you, right? Also, it is not very triggering in the sense that all the social media apps, Instagram and so on, are directly on the phone, right? Where you get triggered to check them all the time. Very important that you adapt the phone like this. Then step number 3 is you need to set expectation. Of course, you're a business owner. You have people to respond to. You have either clients or you have a team or, other people that are waiting for you, or you need to put out some fires. So it's super important that you feel also calm, that you say, damn, I actually can do more deep work because I set the expectation that I'm not available at this time in the morning. And a super nice trick is you say that you have like an emergency phone number where people can call you on, but you don't allow them to call you on every time. Like you just say, these are the 5, emergency situations where you can call. And then, you can have peace because, like, hey, I'm working on my stuff. And if there was really a fire, someone would call me on here. So you can be safe. And the other thing is also that you can then also just spend 2 hours in the morning on working on your most important stuff for the business without worrying. Because if you wake up early enough, if your sleep is good, if you don't go to bed crazy late and waste time there, and you wake up early enough and you crank out 1, 2, or even 3 hours of deep work, it's not even that late. Let's say you start work at 8 and in 2 hours and it's 10, or let's say you start work earlier even, and it's even better. And then, you still have enough time to reply to message and so forth and respond to people. Okay. But that golden hour in the morning is usually super powerful, and that needs to be protected. All right. And the fourth and final one is then, of course, adapting your own focus, meaning how can you in general be more mindful in your life? That means, are you someone who is always jumping to the next dopamine, is always distracted by your own thoughts, always wants these distractions, wants to watch another video, is always ruminating about things? That means basically you're not in control of your mind. That means your mind is in control and you're the slave of it. And so long term, short term, of course, what we're doing is we're adapting our devices to be less triggered. And we're making it very easy on us to be more focused through systems, through app blockers. On this, I can give you more tips on this if you want the details. But in general, long term, what you have to do is you have to learn to adapt the mindset that you have and train your brain muscles to be more mindful and to be less distracted in general. And that means that you also learn how to want less distractions. Very often, we don't want to do the hard stuff because we're used to getting quick dopamine hits by YouTube videos and so on. But you have to train your brain again to enjoy doing the hard stuff. And that is small habits. You have to implement that with small habits, adapt your day structure so that you do some of these these harder things regularly. And then over time, you get used to doing this more. The other thing would be to implement certain mindfulness exercises. PQ reps, for example, are great for this into your day, and make sure that step by step, you just enjoy being in the moment more and you enjoy being present and focused much more. This is a skill to learn. This is basically a structure in your brain that needs to develop. This is something you need to do over time. That's a long-term game. But without this, you're using only short-term strategies. Okay, so to summarize it, awareness, adapting your phone and your devices and your environment in general. Number 3 would be to set expectations and boundaries, both with the people, but also in your day structure and adapting your schedule. And the 4th and final one is then long-term training your mindfulness, your focus, so that in general, you're much better when it comes to these things. And that you are also able to enjoy the present moment way more. It's not only about happiness and enjoyment, but it's much deeper than that. It's also about being able to produce the highest quality work that you can do when you do work, right? So these are the 4 steps. Hope that was helpful for you guys. This is how you achieve maximum focus and are able to achieve 0 distractions. And even if there's distractions coming through, you're dealing with them much better. And that's really what it's all about. Okay, hope that was helpful for you guys. If you have any help on that, let me know, and go to kilianmarkert.com if you want a free discovery call to analyze this for your situation and how we can help you with that. All right, that being said, see you on the next episode.